Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So, as you know, Jamaica has passed some new traffic laws that are going to come into effect on February 1, 2023. Now, it's a lot of new laws, a lot of fines have been increased, a lot of new laws are going to be put into effect. The laws have been passed, so they will become the law of the land on February 1st. It's just for the government to start enforcing them. So today we are going to talk about one of the new laws that are a part of the new Traffic Act. And that is the government or the police now have the ability to issue tickets from traffic cameras. So before, the law did not allow for tickets for camera footage to be used to issue tickets, but the new law that takes effect on February 1st will allow for tickets to be issued from camera footage. Now, this is not new technology, it's being used all over the world. You run a red light, the camera takes a picture, and a ticket comes to you in the mail. But it's new in Jamaica because the laws had to be changed to allow this to happen. So let's take a look at the article about this new system, and then we discuss it afterwards. Remote detection of traffic offenses allowed on the new traffic regulations. The remote detection of traffic offenses using cameras and other electronic devices will now be allowed under the new traffic regulations, which were approved in the House of Representatives. The legislation also provides for the issuing of tickets for such an offense via electronic means. These are common practices in developed countries worldwide using technology to monitor the roads, Minister of Transport and Mining Honorable Ardley Shaw told the lower house. Mr. Shaw also informed that where traffic offenses are detected remotely, the owner of the vehicle will receive the ticket. He said electronic detection devices will be approved by the Island Traffic Authority to be installed on or near a road. Some of these devices are listed in the regulations along with the types of offenses that may be detected, including speeding, disobeying traffic signals, and operating vehicles not being licensed, insured, or certified as fit, Mr. Shaw stated. He added that as the program is rolled out, the regulations will be adjusted to cover any additional devices or provisions that are necessary. The Road Traffic Regulations 2022 contains 299 orders grouped into 13 parts, which provide for a slate of new offenses and fines under the 2018 Road Traffic Act. The legislation also addresses the requirements for a motor vehicle to be operated on a road, including maintaining a certificate of fitness, registering a motor vehicle and obtaining a certificate of title, and licensing whether yearly or half yearly. Mr. Shaw said that advent of changing vehicle technology requirements for registration of electronic vehicles and hybrid vehicles are stated. The legislation also provides details with respect to the licensing of drivers, including the steps in the various application process, the required documentation, the forms to be used, as well as the fees to be paid. The details concerning the renewal, suspension, revocation, and other related matters are also described in these regulations. Many of the processes remain as they currently exist, Mr. Shaw said. In respect of learner drivers, an applicant will now be required to produce a medical certificate, while the requirement to pass the road code test before being granted a learner's permit has already been implemented and has been in operation since January 2020. In addition, motorcyclists driving with a learner's permit will need to be accompanied by an instructor who is driving another motorcycle within 6 meters of the learner driver. The treatment of an application for a person who is hearing impaired including how the test should be administered and the requisite notation on the driver's license, if granted, are set out in the regulation. It also addresses what should happen if a holder of a driver's license becomes afflicted with a disease or disability that is likely to cause the driving by him of a motor vehicle, such as he is licensed to drive, to be a source of danger to the public, as well as a procedure that should be followed if his condition has changed for the better. In such an instance, a medical certificate completed by a registered medical practitioner will now be required for the renewal of a driver's license for any person who is 70 years or older, and these licenses will be valid for a period of 3 years, Mr. Shaw said. Further, provisions are included for demerit points on a driver's license to expire after 15 months, provided that fewer than 10 points are earned during such period. After a period of suspension, the points that led to the suspension will be expunged. Meanwhile, Mr. Shaw said that once the regulations have passed the scrutiny of the Parliament and are accepted for implementation, the Ministry is tasked with bringing the Road Traffic Act 2018 into force, which will repeal the Road Traffic Act 1938. Given that certain institutional arrangements will have to be in place for the effective operation of some of the new provisions, not all sections of the Road Traffic Act will be brought into operation immediately, he pointed out. Alright guys, so that's the end of the article. So basically, if you run a red light or you're speeding, you can now be issued a ticket via camera footage. So the police don't have to be at the intersection to see you speed or run the red light. The police don't even have to stop you to get your driver's license. They will issue the ticket to the owner of the vehicle. Now, this is what caused a lot of problems with the public passenger sector, because you have one person that probably owns 10 cars, and there is some arrangement and they give them out to persons to drive as a taxi. So when those 10 persons run a red light, because we all know how taxi drivers operate on the road, the owner of the vehicle, not the driver, the owner is going to receive 10 tickets in the mail, and the owner cannot renew his driver's license or the car registration until those tickets are paid. So it definitely is a step forward for Jamaica, because there is so much lawlessness on the roads. Persons blatantly run red lights, they speed, they accumulate tickets and don't pay them. So now that you have the camera footage of the actual incidents and it can be stored, this is definitely a way forward for Jamaica. So we'll wait and see what happens on February 1st, but this is definitely a good thing. And it's not new technology. It's being used today all over the world. So it's a proven technology. So Jamaica just needed to update its laws to allow tickets to be issued like this. And this new Traffic Act also allows for electronic warrants to be sent out. So a lot of changes coming for February 1st. And of course, we'll keep you guys updated as to what's going on. Alright, remember to like, share, and subscribe, and also leave your comments in the section below. Have a good day.